Hello, loves. Hello, hello. How are y'all doing? We have the launch conversation happening today. I'm going live on IG. I'm going live in my group. Hello, hello, everyone. Good to see you. We are going to be talking about launching today. I am curious to hear who has launched something this year. Have you launched a coaching program? Have you launched your one-on-one, your group? I'm curious to hear who here is in the launch energy, has been in the launch energy, because I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 key lessons that I learned, or the key things that we did in order to create a 400K launch last month, the month before, I can't remember, last month. And in case you guys don't know anything about me, my name is Juliana Garcia. And I help coaches clarify their message to attract premium clients. And one of the key things that I help my clients with is creating launches that sell out their programs and that they can rinse and repeat. Now, I've been doing this. I think I launched the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. I think this is the 10th time or 11th time. I think this is the 10th time. And I gotta tell you that, like, after doing this 10 times, I went my first ever launch of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, I made 50K. And now we have gone all the way to 500K, 700K. Depends when we have a couple of, like, the other program that we launched at the same time. But our launches at around the 400K, 500K. It just depends on the season. And so I want you all to know that this has been a process, it wasn't overnight. I know a lot of people have, they think, that you're probably thinking, I'm not launching and making 400K right away. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I'm going to tell you the things that I want to teach you today. These are things that are going to help you no matter where you're at. Even if you are in your first launch, if you're thinking about your first launch, or if you're thinking about your 3rd, 4th, 7th, maybe if you're coming off a launch that didn't work so well, I'm going to show you some of the things that you can audit so that you can have an amazing launch. So let's get started. By the way, today I'm in LA, and the vibe in LA is always just like, it always just gives me like an extra kick. I don't know. Do you guys love LA? Have you ever been to LA? Give me a yes in the comments if you've ever been to LA. Like, I love it. I cannot wait to move here. There's just so much expansion in this city, I feel like. All right. So before I tell you about the 4 things, I want to tell you that actually a client just told me a few weeks ago, she wrapped up her launch and she used the same method that I'm going to talk about today, and she oversold her launch. She was selling her front-end coaching program, and I remember we talked on a Friday and she was like, yeah, I have 2 spots left, and we start on Monday, I think it was. And then she sold over those 3 days. She sold like 4 spots or something, like, I think it was 3 or 4 spots. She oversold it. And Julie, if you're watching this, congratulations. Yoga says that, oh, you lived here for 25 years? That's amazing. I wonder what made you move. You don't have to tell me right now. So here is the thing. Hi, Rebecca. Good to see you. So before I tell you anything, I have to remind you, because I always forget and I say this at the end. You guys, if you want to clarify your message to attract premium clients and you want to learn how to have launches that are profitable, that you know what to do in order to get a result, I want to invite you to apply to the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. But here's why. There's a really important thing that I need to tell you. We have a really special early bird bonus right now that is going to go away and is never going to happen again, because we have so much high demand for this program. Like the last launch, we have so much high demand. So many people bought and got this bonus that we can't give it again. So when you join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, which is a 3-month experience to help you clarify your message to attract premium clients, and you get the early bird bonus, you get $1,000 off, okay? And you get a one-on-one messaging mastery call. And what that is you have a one-on-one call where we work on your messaging and making sure that whether you're working on your I help statement, on your launch content, on your tagline, on your method, on your anything that's to do with your messaging, with anything that can help you attract premium clients, you get that one-on-one call, and nobody else ever is going to be able to get it because we can't, we have so much high demand for it that the one person, like my support coach, Parmise, who's a master, she's this award sniper. She's so good at this. She does those calls and she's fully booked. So I don't, in my business, we like spaciousness. And so we have a limit. So only people who join the early bird, that means if you apply now, this month, you are going to get, this month, November, until the end of November, you are going to be able to get that call, and that's going to go away forever. So these calls, people literally get so much transformation in just that one call, and that's just a bonus. So make sure that you go ahead and apply. Click the link in my bio to apply for the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. Fill out the application. I read it, and if I feel like you're a really great fit, I'll let you know, and then you'll be accepted. You get instant access to all of the trainings, and you can start making your money back right away. So essentially you get this month access, next month access, and we don't start until February. So that's why it's an early bird special. We started coaching in February. So you will have plenty of time to you essentially don't get like a 3-month program, but you get like a 6-month program or 5-month program because you're going to get access to everything right away. This is the best time to join. This is where my clients who join early, they make their money back so much faster because they've had plenty of spaciousness to get into the vibe. So if you're on Instagram, click the link in my bio. And if you are on Facebook, let me just drop the link here for all of you, and and then we'll get started. By the way, if you feel like you are not sure if you are a fit, what I want you to do is fill the application. You can still talk to one of my team members who's actually a former student of the program, and she will answer any questions that you might have. I don't do sales calls because I want you to come committed and feeling really certain. But if you have questions, she can definitely talk to you about it. All right. Lauren says moved to LA in 2020 and I haven't looked back. You're here, Lauren? Oh my God. I would love to see you. Rebecca says, yes, you are both genius at what you do. Rebecca's in the program. She's here on Facebook Live right now, and she is loving it. Okay, my loves, let's get started. So the first thing I want to tell you, everybody has drama around launches. Give me a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt drama around launching. And by the way, I only have 20 minutes because I have a call in 20 minutes. So this is going to be fire. It's going to be fast. Give me a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt drama about launching, because I want to give you my launching philosophy. Okay. I don't launch on a whim. That's the first thing. So if you're here to learn how to make $500,000 in a launch just by winging it, I am not your person. I am not the type of person that's going to tell you just go and feel inspired, maybe see what you feel like launching this month. That's not how I operate in my business. I like to launch really intentionally around the rhythms of my life. I like to be intentional, like every December. I really plan like 2 years in advance. I know exactly when I'm gonna take a vacation. I know exactly when I'm gonna have time off. I know exactly when I prefer to be on a launch, when I'm not, when I'm gonna be delivering. And I plan that ahead of time. Why? Because I love spaciousness. I love to not be an urgency and pressure. So if you are looking for a quick or the type of launch strategy that is just gonna tell you, just go and feel inspired and maybe just write a post here and there and just get people excited about it just by you wake up and write a content, that is not the vibe. For me, the vibe is I have one offer, the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. It's my baby. It's my everything. There's nothing more that it's the best thing that anyone can be doing for their business. Easy. It's the best decision that anyone can be doing. So I'm going to really commit to that offer and launch it 3 times a year. So I launch it 3 times a year. I do not wing it. I have a process that I have designed and that you learn inside Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind that you can adapt to what you desire. But I don't, that's my launch philosophy. I don't just wing it. Why? Because I don't know about you, but I don't like to be stressed out during the launches. I actually go on vacation during my launches. Sometimes, I don't know why, I go through breakups during my launches, and I'm going through an internal transformation on a personal level, and life happens, right? So life happens, and I want to be present and available. I want to be present and available for what life brings me. And I want to sleep 8 hours. I want to not be stressed, and I want my team to feel spacious, and I want all of us to be working together in a really beautiful, cohesive way. But most of the times in my luncheons, I'm just chilling because we've already done we've planned in advance, right? So to me, planning feels really delicious. If you don't like it, if you are, or if you're not the type that desires that, I'm probably not your person. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to be like a rigid person, that you have to like write content and repeat it. No, I'm all about innovating and really feeling into the energy of what I'm selling, telling new stories in my content. But I like to do that ahead of time so that I can be present in the launch. Like there was this one time when I was live streaming and Facebook kicked me out the day I was making the offer on the 5-day challenge, and I was making the offer, and Facebook just started kicking me out for no reason, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? But I was able to be calm and present because and offer and come up with a really innovative solution, because I wasn't stressing out about, oh my god, I got to write this email to go out right now, or I don't have all my sales emails written. Like, no, I was like, of course I can handle life happens, not a problem. And so for me, what's important is that I can chill and I can be present, and I plan ahead of time so that I know that if hiccups happen, which life will happen, it's okay, I can be present for it, right? So that is my launch philosophy. Now, for me, what's important also is to have fun. Have fun, and what I mean by that is pressure is like the feeling that most people feel around launching. Like, give me a 2 in the comments if when you think about launching, you get like the feeling of pressure, right? Like it's such a thing. For me, whenever I feel pressure, the antidote to pressure is fun. I'm not having fun. If I'm feeling pressure, is an indicator that I am not having fun, and I'm forgetting the whole fucking point. The point is that I get to serve, that I get to have fun, that I get to really just be of service and be really excited about what I'm selling. And so fun is the antidote to everything in my launches. And I also don't like to be on constant launch mode. So I'm giving you the philosophy of how my philosophy around launching. I also don't like to be like every month doing a launch, not my vibe. I know a lot of people that love selling 300 things at once and launch after launch. Maybe they're in 2 launches at once. I don't even know how that works. Not my vibe. I like to kind of just have an easeful, more going with the rhythms of my life, the rhythms of like how I want to live my life, and then I create everything else around it. So I went to Paris this year during my launch, and I was just totally disconnected, and my team was running the show. But so I want you to know that when it comes to launches, there is a paradigm in a world where they can be fun. I'm not saying easy. I'm not saying like, oh, it's so easy. Launching is an inner game. And this is what I want everybody to know. Launching is not so much of a tactical thing. It is a tactical thing, and it's definitely important to have a strategy. But launching is really going to bring up every time, even at the multi-million-dollar level, is going to bring up all your internal unresolved patterns. And I am available for that because this is who I am. Somebody who likes to grow, somebody that likes to see myself in a deeper way, in a more transparent way. And launching is a beautiful avenue for me to grow internally, to get even deeper in my faith. In my faith, I don't mean like God faith, but faith with that my desires are possible, faith within myself, with trust and understanding my emotions. I mean, there's just so much more that is not just like, am I gonna make a sale? For me, it's such an internal game. Give me a yes in the comments if you guys resonate with this vibe. Like, if this is the type of vibe that you want in your launches, give me a yes. And if this is not the vibe, you can tune out and maybe find somebody else that can teach you A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I teach A, B, C, D, E, F, G in my mastermind, and I think it's important, but I think launching is so much more rich than just like sell a thing. Like, yes, we're selling a thing, but we need to have a strategy, and we need to understand our internal strategic, our internal world and how that impacts the launch, which we're going to talk about today. All right. So first thing, Tia says, I love your vibe. So here for it. Yes. So good. All right. Oh my God, you guys, I can't believe that I have 12 minutes to do this. I have 4 things to tell you. I have a call in 12 minutes and I cannot miss it. So first thing, let's talk about I know everybody wants to know, do I use Facebook ads or not? Should I do paid advertising or not? I don't have a big audience. I don't think that I'm gonna sell out, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me tell you guys behind the scenes, 4 things that one of the things I did. I've been playing with ads to my exposure to an opt-in for about a year. We've been kind of growing my list a little bit. Here's what I want to tell you, that I have grown my list, but my conversions are not necessarily higher. So what does that mean to you if you don't know what that means, if you don't know the lingo, the marketing lingo? That more people doesn't mean more sales. More people in your list doesn't mean more sales. I am an example of that. I have a way bigger list. My conversions have not increased necessarily. So just because you see other people with more followers or bigger lists doesn't mean they're making more money, right? Like, it doesn't mean that at all. We got 1 client out of this launch. And by the way, my offer is 12,000 and the early bird is 8. I'm sorry, not 8, 10. So if you guys join the early bird, you get it at 10 instead of 12, which is amazing. But we got 1 client from Facebook ads. Why is that important to note? Because I know that so many of you think I need a bigger audience. I need a bigger this, I need a bigger that, I need more followers. And for the love of God, you don't need a bigger audience. I have the money now to pour into ads and to let it burn if I need to test. But if you're starting out and you don't have 5K a month to just drop on ads to test, let me show you why this is not necessarily a requirement. Because you can be running ads and you can be growing your list, right? But at the core, at the end of the day, your message is what does the selling. In our organic, so we had 80% profit. What that means is I made $400,000 and 80% of those $400,000 were profit, meaning there was 20% of that was expenses, meaning ads, my team, and that's it. My ads, my team, and that's it, basically. From that, I would pay myself. From the rest, I would pay myself, and then I would pay the business, right? But anyway, we're not going to be talking about finances here. So we have a profitable launch. I'm not the type of coach. A lot of people think, they say that they have $1 million launches or like $2 million launches or whatever. Yeah, but then on the back end, their ads, it's like 80%. So they spent $400,000 to make $600,000. Like, what? You know what I mean? So I am not relying on paid advertising. All I'm doing, and this is thing number 1 that we did, is we doubled down on our organic activities, organic reach. So what I mean is what you can do, Facebook Lives, your message, making sure that your message is speaking to the right people that you currently have in your audience. Even if you have 900 followers, 400 followers, 12,000 followers, 24,000 followers, you can have a sold out launch when you have a super clear message that speaks to the right people. So for me, my only focus was, let me look at the previous posts. Let me see that we used in the launches. Let me see what really worked, and let me see where I am at in my life right now, and what new stories do I want to tell that tie into what I'm selling. And I do that very intentionally. So I don't redo all my content. I have done 10 launches at this time. A lot of coaches get lazy and they're like, oh, let me just repurpose all of the content so I don't have to do anything. To me, that's lazy. To me, you are a different person that you were in the previous launch. Your clients, your potential clients have evolved. Let's bring some innovation. Let's bring some fresh energy to the launch. It doesn't have to be write your whole launch content all over again, but it means write some sales posts that are fresh, that are, see what inspire people, but also like, where are you at now, and bring that energy to the launch. So I prepped all my content way ahead of time, and I brought this fresh new energy to it with a super clear message. Now, if you don't know how to do that, if you're like, I don't know, my message is not speaking to the right people, I want you to apply for the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because inside, that's all we do. We help you clarify your message so that you can say the things that people need to hear in order to be a yes to your programs. That is literally our bread and butter. And whether you are a 20K months, 200K months, or 2K months, what we teach is going to help you elevate to the next level, because what we're going to be doing is elevating the quality of clients that you're attracting. So if you're attracting people who are like, I can't afford it, I don't know if I can do it now, or maybe later, you're not selling the value of what you offer in a really beautiful, elegant, delicious way. And what we do is we teach you how to do that. And that's what I focused on. So for me, it was about continuing to articulate my message in an even more clear way with fresh new energy of where I was at the time in my life when I was writing the copy, okay? That's one thing. Tia says, found you through an ad in April, but I started paying attention when Emma started her 30-day Expose You Truth Challenge. Amazing. Here, you see, you guys, like, it's so interesting that like clients or people come from ways that we never even expected. Oh my God, hi from Colombia, yay! Oh, thank you so much. I'm getting like IG comments here. I love it when my Latinas like show up and are like, I admire you. Like this is so cool to see a Latina woman making multi-million dollars. And whether you're Latina, Black, white, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like I want you to see me as an example of you don't have to have all the things going in your favor in order for you to create miracles. I just keep life really, really simple. So thing number one, oh my God, we have 6 minutes. I'm gonna have to tell my person that I'm gonna be late. Give me 1 second, because I wanna tell you some things. Kadia, oh my God. I'm gonna be 5 late just on a live stream. Oh my gosh, she's gonna kill. I missed the call. Yes, no, miss. We had a scheduling thing. Okay. I'm gonna get on with it. Okay, let's go. Okay, another thing that I want to tell you in this whole messaging thing is that it's just not about your launch. You think a lot about your launch, but you're not prepping your audience for a launch. Okay, so a lot of people overthink their launch, and then they think and they think and they think and they think. And if your launch didn't go well, like last time, I want you to consider that you didn't prep your audience enough, and you were prepping in your head, and you were overthinking in your head. And I want you to start prepping your launch today. Like our launch is not happening until January, right? And we already wrote the copy. We're writing it. We're thinking about the topic for what we're gonna do. I'm already telling you guys about it. I'm showing up. I'm not dropping the ball. I'm showing up. Why? Because this is who I was born to be. Like launching is meant to be fun. Like I'm not launching right now. Like I am not launching at all. But marketing gets to be fun. Showing up and sharing your message just gets to be fun. It's just who you get to become. And so if your launches are not creating the results that you want, one of the things that I would look at is, are you actually pouring into your audience and creating connections and delivering value and just really be showing up and shining your light, or are you just going there to sell? Because if you're just going there to sell, you are in a transactional relationship, and that is when it gets sticky, because that's when you get attached. That's when you get disappointed. That's when people don't really know you, feel you, or like get your vibe. And those are all elements that you need in order to have a sold out multiple 6-figure or $1 million launch. Okay, thing number two, okay, that I did that was really interesting. So I've always talked about this, but I have not really articulated it this way. Thing number 2 is launching is an inner game. Even at the multi-million-dollar level, you are gonna have, which I am at, in terms of creating multi-million dollars in a year, within the span of a year. That's where we are at in my business. Even at that level, I want you guys all to know that you are gonna have intrusive thoughts. I know people kind of like only share the rainbows and the butterflies of like all the things that are going well and how easeful life is and whatever. And that's great. Life gets to be easy. Life is yay. But also the real shit behind the scenes is that even if you prepare all the things, you are going to have moments where you're going to have intrusive thoughts. That doesn't make you a terrible, bad person. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean that you're repelling your results, that you're not being a match for money. None of that is true. You get to feel a lot of feelings, negative, positive, big, wide, small, whatever, and still make a lot of fucking money. Launching is an inner game, is meant to bring up all of your stuff. What happens is that people get freaked out by by those emotions, and then they don't have a protocol, they don't have a process to move through it. So what they do is they give up, or they just end up spiraling into launching is not for me, I'm never gonna make money, clients don't want me, this is not resonating, and all of the negativity. And here is the thing, like I had to create a process for myself where I now know how to understand those intrusive thoughts and then how to shift, how to process it in my body, and then also how to mentally shift into what I desire with my body coming along with me. So a lesson, and this is something that I teach you guys inside Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind and in Momentum Mastermind, which is a higher level mastermind that people go into when they graduate from Magnetize. We really go deeper into this, into how to bring both your mind and your body with you on the launch so that you are not abandoning yourself and abandoning your body. Like self-care, I double down on self-care during launches. I have a lot of spaciousness. I barely have any calls during my launches. I'm really focused on what is coming up for me. What are the doubts that might come up? Where do I feel not held? Where I feel like my human is coming online? And I gave myself this launch way more space for me to be with my human because I was going through something really challenging on the personal level. And you guys, I needed that. There was a Friday that I was like literally crying in the tub, in the tub, just like taking a bath, and I was just crying. It was nothing to do with the business. It was to do with a personal thing. And I was crying. And normally in the past I would have thought, oh my God, no, I'm not in a high vibe. So I'm going to fuck up my launch. Not true. That day we had like 5 applications come in and 5 people enroll, and it was the last day of the launch, right? So wild. So what I want you to know is that you get to feel all your feelings, but have a protocol, have a process to really allow for all emotions to come through. And if you don't have one, I want you to apply to Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because I teach you that emotional resilience and intelligence so that you can apply it to your launches, okay? Okay, thing number 3 that we did. So this is going to happen to you if you have high expectations and you do let's say a 5-day challenge or a webinar or whatever. Immediately you're going to have thoughts, oh my God, why aren't 100 people applying right now? Why aren't they coming? Let me just see, she replied. Okay, coming. Sorry, on a roll. There we go, you guys. I love you so much. I want to give you everything. Okay, so thing number 3. So you're gonna, a lot of my clients or a lot of people that I see, they think I'm gonna do a webinar, people should buy on the webinar. Or I did a 5-day challenge, why aren't people applying on day 1? Like, listen, you finish your webinar, you finish your challenge. This is where it begins. This is not what the launch ends. This is where it begins. And so and this is where we put so much pressure. We kind of like grab so like the flow of abundance so tightly that we start thinking people are not applying, they don't want it, oh my God, and then we lose ourselves in the pressure. So for me, I think this time around, I think we had, I can't remember how many, but I was like, oh, at this point I think we should have more applications than we do, like at the end of the week. And I was like, compared to motherfucking what? To a previous launch? Who cares? Like, stop comparing your launches to your other people, to your previous launch. This is a brand new motherfucking day. And here's a thought that I want to give you. This launch doesn't make me or break me. This launch doesn't make me or break me. This is like the mentality of nothing makes me, or it's not like, okay, I got to make this launch work, otherwise I'm fucked, or what? No, that is when you put pressure. Right? That's when you put pressure on you, on your clients, and that literally it's like you're squeezing the flow for people to come. It's like you need to let go. You need to let go, and you need to be available. The only thing that you need to focus on is, okay, I got my post written, I got my strategy on lock. Okay, good. I prep my audience. Like, I feel good. I'm showing up. The things are going out. Okay, now what is my only job? My only job is to focus on how would it feel when I have the number of people signed up. How is it going to feel in my body to have that? How will it feel for me to have it? Oh my God, I fucking did it. What would that feel? And then your job is to focus on that feeling and protect that desire and that energetic state. And look at all the reasons why you think that you can have it. Look at all the reasons why you think it's not possible. Oh, because nobody applied today. So what? Okay, oh, because I think that if people don't apply today, then it's gonna make me or break me. If people don't buy everything, like all the spots, then it's gonna mean this about me. Interesting. That's what you want to look at, right? What you're making it mean if you don't hit your goal. That is really the whole motherfucking point of launching and of being an entrepreneur. The thoughts that you have about you if you don't get it. And for me, one of the most liberating things that I did is like, this really doesn't make me or break me. Like I already knew that consciously, but I was so relaxed. And that is when the more people came and more people came and more people came. And I kept on showing up and I kept on looking at, how can we make this more interesting? How can we make this more fun? What are we doing? And it was a co-creation. It's like, what is my part? And then what is the part that I just don't need to control? So notice your controller that is going to want to control how many applications you get, and you're going to look at all your metrics and your numbers and all your things. I want you to not look at anything and don't focus on controlling the open rates of your email list. Who cares? I don't look at that. I look at, what do I desire to feel? What do I want? What do I want? And I open myself up to receiving that. And that is my number one job. I don't fuck with the doubt, because that is when I start letting doubt be a thing, I'm like, now it becomes a thing. I'm like, doubt is so boring. Like literally, doubt is so boring, you guys. We all know what doubt feels like and sounds like and dances like, it looks like probably. I just got bored of being in doubt. I'm like, doubt is so, like, I was journaling one time and I'm like, doubt again? I'm feeling doubt? What? It was like, I just got bored. Like literally, I just had this moment where I'm like, I'm over it. I'm so over it. And I was like, what else do I want to feel if it's not doubt? Because doubt is an illusion. So what if I just also believe so deeply in something else that serves me? Because doubt doesn't motherfucking serve me. And I decided to focus on, what do I desire? What do I want? And that served me so much more and made the process feel so much better. Okay, I have to go because I'm 5 minutes late to this. Hold on, what is she saying? Okay, I gotta go. Last thing, okay? Let your team support you so you can be present with the process and have more fun. So for me, one of the biggest wins this launch is, let's just say that you don't have a team, okay? I used to do these launches myself. Same thing, same process. That's when I did my first 50K launch, right? And then from then, I think I had like a 90K launch after that. I can't remember. But anyway, I was literally doing this all myself. I only got support last year because I'm such a capable kind of person that I would just literally just do it all myself. And I was like, I'll just do it myself. I do the sales calls, their launch planning. Like I'm so capable. I'm smart. I like know marketing. I know systems. I know business. Like I know it. But it gets to a point where you're like, okay, but I want to actually have more spaciousness. So for me, it started by having an OBM, plan the launches and manage the team, right? Manage my copywriter and my virtual assistant. Just make sure everything's done. But I had to let my team support me so that I could just be present with the process. So one of the things that I'm most proud of is that this launch really was the most flawless operationally. Operationally, there was harmony. Everyone was just also happy. We always are, we have spaciousness, but there was just a different energy. Like I was able to cry in the bathtub over this personal thing that was happening that had nothing to do with the launch. It was like something different. And I knew my team had it. I knew everything was taken care of. And I knew that things were working out even if I wasn't fully online, right? And so I want you to, if you have a team, I want you to trust your team and instruct them on, hey guys, here's how you win with me. So I instructed my team and I said, here are the standards of what I would like to happen. And I need you to go and trust yourself that you can handle it. And I want you to operate as if I was dead. Like imagine that Juliana died. What would you do? So whenever a problem comes up, I need you to problem solve as if I didn't exist, because that's when I empower my team to become more efficient and more effective. That way they were problem solving amongst each other. They were doing the things that I wanted them to do without me having to be all up in their grill. Okay? All right, my loves. So if you want to clarify your message and attract premium clients and have an amazing launch, know how to create spaciousness in your launches, how to plan ahead of time so that you can live a life where you're loving your work. Yes, you're coaching your clients, but you're not doing it in this this way where it just doesn't feel good, where you're not even when you don't know how it works, like when you don't have predictability, I wanna invite you to apply to the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. It's the best and last marketing mastermind you will ever need. Really, I don't say this, my clients say this all of the time. You have that bonus. It's a 3-month experience where I teach you how to clarify your message to attract premium clients. You're gonna double your prices. You're gonna have, if you desire, you're gonna raise your prices. You're going to attract higher premium clients. You're gonna know how to say words that are going to attract people to you so that you can predictably take actions that will create a result. I teach you how to show up in front of people that are your audience, that would pay more, and I teach you how to hold space, how to pre-qualify them to make sure that they're the right fit for you, how to do live streams that sell so that they feel really connected to you and they don't feel icky or anything, and they feel just magnetized to your presence. And then once they're on the phone with you, how to hold space for them to make a really powerful, beautiful decision that they don't regret, even at the highest price that they've ever paid for coaching. So I invite you to apply. Ask anybody around. People love this program. It's the best thing that ever happened. You have the early bird bonus, $1,000 off, and you get the messaging mastery call, which is gonna go away forever. This is the last time. It's only for early birds that get this. So we're taking that away because we have so much high demand. So make sure you go and apply. I gotta go to a call. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Love you, love you, love you. I'm gonna catch up with all of your comments here on Facebook after. Love you. Mwah. Bye.